Hello, Jose.
Hello, Jonas.
So please tell me who you are.
I'm Jose Domingo Figueroa Garcia. Long Spanish name.
What is what you do?
I'm a therapist and a catalyzer and a teacher. I work with a number of really not so much techniques but concepts. I'm much more into concepts and into tools and awareness. So I currently doing a series of workshops in Scandinavia and the Baltic Republics called Intuition, Compassion and Consciousness, Intuitive Healing and the Esoteric Traditions, and Reiki, the history of Reiki and its hidden, very hidden sides.
But Reiki is very well known.
It is, and you know, it's a very funny thing because everybody knows it and it's all over the place, and it's been around for a long time now. And then, funny enough, when you scratch a little bit over the surface, it results that people don't have such a knowledge of it. And there's a lot of information and there is a lot of ideas and a lot of things that people assume are like Reiki, and they call it Usui Reiki, and this is like Reiki, and then you scratch a little bit on the surface and it's really nothing to do with Reiki. And I am far more now into teaching people intuition, compassion, consciousness, esoteric traditions, and where all of that meets in Reiki.
How does it actually change? Because with all these spiritual things, what we do, very often our life ends up being a complete mess when we start with these transformational courses.
Well,
so are you gonna create a mess in my life, or?
Possibly. It depends, you see. It depends where you are. You see, when you bring in a frequency of change and a frequency of consciousness, the one side effect that you're going to have for sure is change. And I like to see the Reiki frequency and the awareness that goes with it. This is why, I really don't want to talk so much about Reiki. I want to talk about intuition, compassion, consciousness, esoteric traditions, because you see, the minute you understand a number of things, and this is actually very important, and I talk about it in my workshops, the importance of awareness. You can receive all the initiations you want, and all the attunements, and receive all the most powerful symbols, and all this, let's call it by its name, American caltrap. But the frequency that you are going to be able to reach is very limited, because that frequency is directly proportionate to your awareness.
So it's going to make a mess?
No, it's not going to make a mess. It's simply not going to make as much as it could do. But if the person that is working with energy has awareness, consciousness, has a different type of information in their heads, they look at the world in a different way. They look at themselves in a different way. They look at people in a different way. They look at energy in a different way. They start forgetting about trying to clean people's auras or trying to change negative energy into positive energy, and they forget about the bloody 7 chakras. And I'm sorry to speak like this, but I want to show how passionate I am about this. And they start talking about conscious mind and subconscious mind, and they start to understand microcosmos and macrocosmos, and instead of thinking of the law of attraction as something to attract a new car or try to heal somebody, and if it doesn't heal it because it wasn't strong enough, or the person doesn't want to heal or whatever, and they have a little bit bigger awareness of what is mind and what is consciousness and what are cells, and there's so much that people need to understand when they're working with energy. And this is humbly what I try to do. I've been working with healing on and off since the age of 16. I'm 47 now. and I was doing, and this is going to make sound for some people a little funny, something called ceremonial magic. Let's call it shamanism. You know, people like it more these days. And when I was 18, and so I've been lucky enough to attract into my life people that were real teachers and that has very valuable information, both Western teachers and Eastern teachers afterwards. And this is what I try to share.